Hey guys, Baz86 here, doing another review on Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, for those who know me, I love this game. That's my personal experience, personal preference, personal opinion, but I'm doing a standard, a review to try, not to try to get you into the game, but to try to open up your genre, your expandation of games. And if you haven't got Red Dead Redemption 2 in your game list, then hopefully I can consider you to maybe think about possibly getting it. So, Red Dead Redemption 2, made by the creators of GTA, but in a different time period than GTA is. Time period of the West, and a focus on a character who has become as big as Tommy Vercetti in GTA Vice City, as big as all the characters who are the focal point and the focus point on all the GTA games, and all the different characters. He's made his own name, and his name is John Marston. There's also a person before him which is called Arthur Morgan, which is what Red Dead Redemption 2 is focused on to begin with, Arthur Morgan. So yeah. But the difference between Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Redemption 1 was the focus that, because GTA had given you the option to go GTA Online, it has given you the option to go Red Dead Redemption 2, Red Dead Redemption Online, and they called it Red Dead Online. So if we go into game, we have the Red Dead screen, which, if I show you the map, I remember what the button is to bring it up. There we go. We have this map here. Now, this isn't just the only part of the map. This is actually Red Dead Redemption 1's map here. And then up here, you have Red Dead Redemption 2's map, which, as you can see, is quite big. And you would pretty much think that if you didn't know that you were confined in a map like you are here, and as you can see, you would think that you were an open world, and you could be right. There's very small amount of gameplay that actually shows that you're in a map, to be honest. So if we go back, and unfortunately, knowing my review, it's raining again. To move is the left stick. To pan around the camera is right stick. To go into cinematic camera, if you choose to, you hold the touchpad and you can go into cinematic view like so, which looks pretty cool. I suggest, you could just keep it like that. So X does nothing. You can aim, so if you hold L2 and press R2 like that, you can aim your weapon. R1, I think, in this one. No, R2 is to shoot. Circle is to reload in this game. Square is to jump. And pressing the up D-pad whistles for your horse. Oh, X is to run. So if you tap X, you run. So here's your horse. Alright, so you mount onto your horse like so. You press L1 to put your gun away and bring it back up again, like that. In here you have a weapon wheel, so you hold L1, you've got your weapon wheel, which again, like in Sniper Elite 4, you've got it in a clock situation again. So you have your old style Western guns like revolvers and things. You can change them if you need to different ones. I'm going to change it to that. Oh, you can also shoot birds if you want to. And miss. Or you got Deadeye, which you use your Deadeye. I haven't got much of it, but you can use your Deadeye and shoot things out the sky. But yeah, you've got your old rifles, your repeating shotguns, you got shotguns, bows, repeaters, which is like rifles. Yeah. Well, repeaters is sort of like a rifle, but isn't. It's an old-fashioned style rifle. You got your rifles, your bolt actions, your rolling, your sniper rifle, and another sniper rifle that I haven't got at the moment. Oh good, it stopped raining. Oh, birdie. There. So you can hunt in this game. You can move around by pressing X. You can fish in this game, which if you've seen my channel you'll see that I like the fishing part. You can jump in with mates on this channel, so if on this game. So if you press the left D-pad, you have the free roam menu, which you can see the players that are in here. There's a lot of them. There's 23 in total around on this map alone. There can be up to 30 or more. You do have the option of PvP if you want to take part in that, or you can join a posse, the Aces gang and the Aces and Eights, which the Aces and Eights is, like I said, hosted by Ryan, and the Aces gang is mine. You got camps and properties and things like so. You got stables where you can hold up to a number of horses and vehicles. You can quick join events, both story and series events, as in shootouts, treasure hunts, eliminations, and things like that. You also got the online options, which is handy for when you want to be. You can have your own playing style, so you can be defensive or you can be offensive. Offensive means you're open to all players in the game. Defensive means that you can't be seen by a player unless you decide you want to go ahead and shoot at him. If you want to go ahead and shoot at him because he's shot you, or the other way around, then you'll end up as a red point on the map, which then means your hostility goes up. So at the moment my hostility is low, so it's only visible to other players at short range. So that means if the player is right next to me, he can see me. If he's a long way from me, he shouldn't technically see me. I've got walking style, I've got emotes, I do social matching, whether I want to prioritise playing with friends and crew members, or I don't. So social matching, that means it will randomise and people will just join in. You got your voice chat, you can speak to random people if you want to, or you can speak to just your friends, which is why I've got it selected to that. You can do story missions together. Up to 3 players, including you, can do story missions. You can have up to, if I remember correctly, you can have up to you can have up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players in your if you're not in an actual mission and you're just free roaming like this, you have up to 7 people around you, so your gang can hold 7 people, which is pretty crazy. I think that's 7 people including you, which equates to 8 players, you and 7 other people, which is sweet. It's just sweet. So the gameplay. What is the gameplay like, you ask? Well, the gameplay is it is fluent. It definitely is fluent. When you tap in, you know, going around on your horse is quite enjoyable. Going around hunting or fishing or playing poker or general activities like that is cool. You can like for example, this person up here is an NPC, so I could literally, if I wanted to, do that and shoot him in the head if I wanted to. There is police in here, so if you do a couple of things wrong, the police will come after you and you'll have a bounty on your head. So the gameplay is good. The presentation... Wait, first of all, the gameplay, I will give it an 8. An 8 out of 10. It doesn't deserve a 9, because it needs to feel... I feel it needs to feel a little bit more like Western. There needs to be something more added to it. What is that on the ground? So yeah. Yeah, it deserves an 8, but I think it with more patches and more feel of it going towards a 9 or a 10, it needs to have a little bit more Western activity to it. I think there's some things is missing at this moment. The story, if we're just going story based alone, it's a 10. If you go story based alone, it's definitely a 10. But if you're not going on just story and the general gameplay itself, it's an 8. That combined with multiplayer is still an 8, because there's things that you want to do with your gang that you, after a while, can feel tedious and grinding and all that. So even though it's good to go fishing with your mates or good to go hunting with your mates, there's other things that could be good that you could do. Poker is awesome, but there's other games out there that need to be into the game itself. As far as presentation goes, 10. There's no clue. I mean, you got night time and daytime. You got a clock up there which works, which works really well. Actually works in time. It's 10 o'clock at the moment. It feels like 10 o'clock. When it rains, it rains. When it storms, you see it. When it's night time, you see the stars and the moon. Well, I don't see the moon, but the moon's there. Yeah, I see the moon. It looks awesome for the game. And the water, oh my god, the water is ideal. If I need to show you guys a spot before I continue, or before I wrap this up. I need to go to see a fast travel point. There is one. Is there a fast travel point in Tumbleweed? I'm sure there's a fast travel point in Tumbleweed. There's a fast travel point here anyway. Right, so I just fast travel. Because, yes, as much as it seems great, and it is great to travel around on your horse from point to point, if you're one side of the map and you want to get all the way to the other side of the map, it is tedious. You can get around with horses, and you can get around with trains, or a train, and you can drive that train too, which is cool as well, but it can be tedious to try to get to where you're going. So, even though you didn't have it in Western times, they do give you the option to fast travel. And there's a guy there who hopefully isn't going to shoot me while I go and fast travel to where I want to be. which is Ansburg, I believe. So of course you got loading screens again, which pop up and show. Luckily they don't take too long. There you go. So we find ourselves in Ansburg, and the reason why I came here was because I wanted to go up to... Oh, there's also an area, just so you know, there's an area which is up here, which is the snow. And the snow is very, very realistic. That's why presentation is 10. You go up there, you know you're in the snowy hills and it's cold. So that is realistic in its own right. But I wanted to come up to this area here. In fact, I wanted to come there, and I wanted to show you why I've given this game what I've given it. Why I've given it a 10. And it can only be... It's all great me speaking it and saying it and telling you it, but without you actually seeing it for yourself, you'll see why I've given this game a 10. It all comes down to this one area in the game that is just so realistic, it's unreal. I've mentioned it a couple of times in my channel, in my streams that I've done of this game, because I have run an online series, and talking about the story, I actually cried on the story, which was it feels weak and sounds weak, but it was emotional. For me, the story got to me, and I was gripped by the story. Considering the reason why I played Red Dead Redemption 1 before I played Red Dead Redemption 2. I played Red Dead Redemption 1 and I got gripped with that story. So playing this game and getting gripped with this story and understanding it made it feel more. It made more sense because I had played 1. Now, unfortunately, Ryan and Tony didn't get to finish the story, and Ryan got bored with it. But Ryan hadn't played number 1, and he wasn't gripped. He even said that he wasn't interested in GTA's story either, which is fair enough. But for me, I was a Red Dead Redemption fan from when one came out. I've always been about cowboys and westerns and horses and things, and it just brings me sort of feeling of home to me. It always has done, and that's why I feel like I've got a sort of bond connection to it, you know. I'm getting stuck in the trees. I've come at the wrong time at this. I need it to be daytime. But I literally hitch my horse. This is a pro I've got, and you can literally hitch your horse up to anything, and he can just chill out there while you go off and explore. Exploring in this game, another pro. That's the second one. You can just explore. You just get lost in exploring. You really can. What time is it in game? It is 1 o'clock. I'll see if I can hold out until the sun comes up, which is around about 6. But this is why, if you can see it, this is why I enjoy the realistic and the presentation game. Waterfalls. Waterfalls have a connection to me that I really like. They're peaceful, they're places to go that, you know, there's no thing to worry about. You listen to the water. It's just a relaxing place to be. And look at that, the water in this game is realistic to create. But there's the moon. The moon is above me, I think. Somewhere up there. Oh, the moon's there. It's shining through the trees. And you can see it on the water. Which the presentation and the water graphics and the fish, you can see the fish there, makes me give the reason of why I've given this game a 10. If the only reason that the gameplay is an 8, story based, not focused on that, is because it needs more things to do. If I show you the map, you can only do in the map, if you've got your friends, you do these stranger missions, which they bring a challenge to them. They do bring a challenge to them, but they can get boring after a time. You can go do this one, for example, but then go over here and you pretty much do the same sort of thing, but just with a different person. So poker is the only game in this game at the moment. Online, on story you've got more open to you, game wise. You've got dominoes, blackjack, and things, and other things. But only online they've only put poker into it at the moment. Which is good, because you can have up to you and 5 other people, 5 random people, play poker with you, which I said in my channel and on my stream of this game that I really enjoyed, and I still do. Still enjoy playing poker with 5 other people, but you can't pick those people. You don't know who those people are, and when you play with your friend, you can't join public with your friend. You have to go private, and you can't play for big money when you play privately either, which is a shame. But for a big place like this at Saint Denis, there's only one thing you can do, and that's go play poker. Drinking is not that entertaining. You can't go into boats. You can't take the river and go into a boat like you can in story mode. You can't, because if you do, your boat will sink. You can't go over here yet, which means they might be holding this out for something. I don't quite know what, but they're holding this out. That you go to it in story, but you can't access it in online. You can't access the penitentiary, and there would be no point because there's nothing really there. No real point of going there. In the story, there is a hot air balloon, but you can't. There is no hot air balloon in online. I'm waiting for it to change time. We're on 3. So yeah, another con. I wish there was more activities in the game that you could play. Also, I wish there was more. Yeah, I wish there was more you could do. Hunting and fishing is good, but there's not really much else you can do. Looting, you can go. That's a pro. You can go around looting buildings and things, which is fine. And also, you can go to hideouts and go with your mates on that and kill a load of people and get a cash reward for it. But yeah, after a while this does lose its it does lose its hype and its spark. But with the gameplay, when you first jump into it, you're like, oh yeah, this is really good, I really enjoy it, let me get this, let me get that, let me do this, let me do that. Then in the end you find out it's never really changes after that. It's 4 o'clock. I'm still waiting for it. But yeah, you saw the waterfall. There it is. My overall for this is, combined with the gameplay, which is an 8, and the presentation, which is a 10, I'm going to give it a 9. I'm going to give it a 9, but it needs a little bit of change to it. A 9 is pretty good for this game. I'll definitely give it a 9. So, just for those who were wondering, my gameplay is an 8. My presentation is a 10. So my presentation, let's just change that. Presentation is a 10. And my overall is a 9 for this game. So, gameplay 8, definitely deserves an 8. If it was story based alone, like I said, it would be a 10. Because the story is really, really good, I think. But people might have different opinions on that, and that's fine. Presentation, definitely a 10. Definitely deserves its 10. Without a shadow of a doubt. And the overall is a 9. My overall thoughts on this game is a 9. Where it needed, if it changes more, if it gives more activities and more gameplay and more things to do for you and your posse, or you and your gang, then it would be a 10. But at the moment it lacks that, so it has a 9. So I hope you've enjoyed my stream. I hope you, well, not my stream. I hope you've enjoyed my review of Red Dead Redemption 2. And I'll see you guys in the next Baz86 review.